You're watching ABC 7 News at 6.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. Thanks for joining us. Tonight at 6, a youth football coach has been arrested in Manatee County after the sheriff's office says he appears to have been dealing drugs.
29-year-old Edgar Thyler has been charged with the felony count of possession with intent to sell marijuana. ABC 7's Adam Cellini joins us live in Bradenton tonight. And Adam, how is the team handling the news of their coach's arrest?
Yeah, well, Scott and Jacqueline, this came as a huge shock to the team. We spoke with a woman who is a spokeswoman for the new Manatee Broncos youth football organization, and she tells us that they are aware of the situation. Parents, for the most part, have been understanding. In fact, anyone who heard about this just can't imagine someone they trusted their kids around could be capable of this. Manatee County Sheriff's detectives were surveilling high drug areas Thursday night when they spotted a car with tinted windows rolling through a turn at a red light. Inside was 29-year-old Edgar Thyler with youth football jerseys and 71 grams of marijuana.
We ended up finding quite a bit of marijuana, cash, and a loaded firearm.
Detectives say the drugs were individually packaged for sale, and Thyler, who told investigators he was on his way to meet his Pee Wee team, the new Manatee Broncos, was charged with a felony instead.
He had a bunch of uniforms that apparently were going to be distributed to the team, so he had somebody else come and pick those up while we were there.
It wasn't long ago Thyler wore a uniform for Manatee High School, graduating as a star football and basketball player in 2007. Another youth coach who works with Thyler told us in a phone call he was shocked and that Thyler is the type to always put his young players first.
It's disappointing because, again, a lot of kids in this area look up to Edgar. He's been around this area. Was a star football player in high school. Now he's giving back and coaching the kids.
Not anymore, says a representative of the new Manatee Broncos, who declined an interview but told us Thyler has been removed from the program and the parents have been notified. She adds that this is something that happened in his personal life, away from the kids, and the group is moving forward at this time. Now, that same spokeswoman says at this time it's unclear if this ban will be for good for Thyler. That's a conversation she wants to have with the other leadership in the new Manatee Broncos organization. Reporting live in Manatee County, I'm Adam Cellini. Scott and Jacqueline, back to you.
All right, Adam, thank you.
Let's get a check on our weather now. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan watching some storms across the area at this hour. Bob?
Yeah, and most of the activity inland. Good evening, everyone. I hope you had a great weekend. We had that scattered activity in the afternoon. We're seeing that again today with most of the action east of I-75 at this time. But I do expect to see some storms, especially in South Sarasota County and Charlotte County, get close to the coast. You can see that activity in East Manatee near Duet, stretching southward to Northport. It's been kind of hanging around in Northport for a while, on again and off again. Now it's south of that near Port Charlotte. And this is the action here that you see down in Sanibel near Fort Myers. All this kind of getting closer to the coast. It will be working its way up. Rotunda, Placida, maybe even Englewood getting that in the next hour or so. And then these storms well away from the coast at this point. They will send out some boundaries, and winds will eventually shift more to an easterly direction tonight, which will give us a chance for some late night coastal showers. But right now things are looking pretty good. If you have any plans outdoors along the I-75 corridor, should be okay. I mentioned the heavier rain near Duet and stretching down south near Mayaca City. We have a little bit of a pattern change once again coming on in the next couple of days. We'll talk about that coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
Bob, thank you. Right now, Sarasota City Commissioners returning to their meeting to discuss an investigation into the city clerk and auditor. ABC 7's Erica Jackson joins us live from City Hall tonight to share why the city wants to hire a third party to investigate. Erica?
Jacqueline, good evening. Sarasota's mayor says hiring an outside investigator would eliminate any sort of bias compared to doing an internal investigation. That third party would look into complaints against the city clerk and auditor, Pamela Natalini. She's accused of harassing managers and criticizing employees after she received 22 negative evaluations from employees in 2017. Commissioners will look at the cost of 3 outside investigators, which will then find out if those negative accusations are true.
A lot of the comments talk about just a really abusive work environment with, poor treatment, poor training, making people cry.
I think it's appropriate that the City Commission have an independent outside investigator take a look at the issue so that we can clear the air. We need to clear the air.
Now, this topic is not on the agenda, but they're expected to address it during city attorney's remarks. That's during the second half of the meeting, which is now officially underway. Reporting live at Sarasota City Hall, Erica Jackson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Erica. New developments now in the case of a Sarasota man accused of shooting and killing a Fort Myers police officer. Weisner Desmerit pleading not guilty today. He did not appear in court, but sent in his not guilty plea in writing. On Friday, the state attorney's office announced it will seek the death penalty in this case. In the meantime, Desmerit has been moved to the Collier County Jail as a precautionary move.
As if being a firefighter wasn't dangerous enough, new studies from Miami University show firefighters have a higher risk of getting cancer. That's due to the cancer-causing chemicals that linger on their equipment and bodies once they leave work. To help with this problem, the state has funded a grant for $1 million that will give 405 fire departments throughout the state decontamination kits. Those kits include a 5-gallon bucket, heavy plastic bags, dish soap, duct tape, brushes, hoses, spray bottles, and an instructional guide. The firefighters should use the kit within an hour after going to a fire to remove those toxins.
If we can take their probability of contracting cancer to make it the same as you or me, simply by just embracing better cleaning habits of their equipment. This is just, we're introducing better practices into a profession that saves the lives of Floridians every single day.
That grant allows for all the fire departments to apply for the kit to put one on each fire truck. Multiple stations throughout Sarasota and Manatee counties either have received or will receive this kit.
Still to come tonight in your Suncoast News, an emergency meeting to come up with solutions to the ongoing red tide problem in the Venice area.
Plus how you can help do your part in the cleanup process of red tide this week.
WWSB ABC 7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, visit www.mysuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC 7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now.
Like no other. So why should your choices be ordinary? Ghibli, the absolute opposite of ordinary.
Experience it at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Red tide continues to impact Suncoast waters, and there's no real sign of when this state of emergency might end.
Today, the City of Venice held a special meeting to answer questions residents have about exactly what is causing the toxic bloom to stick around for so long. ABC 7's Rebecca Fernandez joins us live now from Venice City Hall with what they learned today. Rebecca?
Scott, Jacqueline, Venice has been one of the hardest hit areas affected by red tide, so City Hall was packed this morning with residents looking for answers. And although today was more of an informative event, city officials say they will take everything into consideration on how to move forward. The council chambers were overflowing with people who came to express their concerns and learn what can be done to help during this crisis.
Anything we can do as citizens of Sarasota County or just Florida in general, I want to be a part of.
They came to hear from city leaders and from top officials from Mote Marine Laboratory about what exactly is going on in the water.
Almost everything is natural in nature, but this is not natural because it's mostly caused by pollution, I believe, and mixed with the naturally occurring, red tide, and maybe it's 100 times worse, maybe 1,000, I don't know, when you mix it, but they call it natural.
This is one thing they did address. There has been confusion with what is happening in Lake Okeechobee with the green-blue algae there and the red tide happening on the Gulf Coast. Scientists continue to say they are not related, but did say today that pollution in our waters is increasing the effects of the naturally occurring red tide.
There's all contributing factors which were touched on in these meetings. Everything from natural fertilizers to, picking up after your dog.
And that's what the City of Venice assistant engineer discussed today and went into detail about regulating the drain water and sewage systems in Venice so that there will be absolutely zero pollution entering our waters.
I think if everyone, puts their mind to it, and over time this may be resolved. If not, tourism is just going to dry up.
City Council will now be discussing new alternatives on how to reduce pollution throughout Venice and hope to have a concrete plan by the end of this month. Meanwhile, Mote Marine is seeking additional state funding to continue research on red tide. Live in Venice, Rebecca Fernandez, ABC 7, your Suncoast News. Back to you guys.
Rebecca, thank you. Beach conditions are fluctuating in Sarasota and Manatee counties as red tide continues to plague the area. As of this afternoon, crews have removed more than 146 tons of red tide debris from Sarasota County beaches. A moderate amount of dead fish was present this afternoon on Longboat Key. Some locals believe red tide isn't as prevalent on Longboat compared to other beaches. One business owner says visitors should go out to the beaches to check out those conditions for themselves.
It's not as bad as what I'm hearing because I'm here and I can see it and I can smell it. So some days it's a little smelly, some days I don't smell it at all.
Beachgoers are still avoiding many beaches, including Lido Beach. The beach was almost vacant this afternoon. Mote Marine Lab's most recent report shows heavy dead fish, intense respiratory irritation, and dark water on Lido.
More on those new numbers from Sarasota County red tide. According to the county's Twitter page, nearly 150 tons of red tide and debris have been removed from the beaches and boat ramps. That's both dead fish and seaweed. The county is also monitoring the status of the canals maintained by the county. Will take action as needed. They're asking the public, though, to help by using the SeaClick Fix app to report any red tide issues they're seeing.
Manatee County looking for volunteers to help clean up the red tide in that area. They're hosting 2 red tide cleanup events this week. The first will be on Wednesday at the south side of the Palmasola Causeway, the other on Thursday at Perico Preserve. Both events will go on from 7:30 until 9 o'clock in the morning. Cleanup materials will be provided, but take clothes with you that you don't mind getting wet.
I think we're all going to have to pitch in some way with this thing.
A group effort might help there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking back at some history of red tide. In 1878, a prolonged period of red tide for nearly 10 years. And then in the 50s, around for 2 years. The mid-50s, I think it was like 57 or something like that. But it can stick around for a long time, and it can go away pretty quickly as well. Right. There's just really no rhyme or reason at this point. You know, I know that if you get a strong east wind, obviously it's going to blow a lot of it out into the Gulf of Mexico. We'll have a chance to mix up a little bit in a larger body of water as opposed to hanging in the bay. So it's anyone's guess at this point. We're just kind of keeping our fingers crossed that it gets out of here fairly soon. Yeah. It's not going to be gone tomorrow, though. It's still going to be around. We are looking at the showers and storms that will be gone tomorrow. Not many, in fact, just about 20% chance for a few coastal showers tomorrow. That chance goes up a little bit on Wednesday. Lakewood Ranch webcam showing a nice day, partly cloudy skies. A few cumulus out there, cumulonimbus trying to start up and not having much go of it. Off to the east, there's some activity. High pressure is traversing now down to the south again as an approaching cold front comes down to the southeast. Right now that front is moving through parts of the mid-Mississippi Valley. You see it right there, pretty strong one too, associated with an area of low pressure, which will drive this front all the way down into north central Georgia, it looks like beginning Tuesday, and that will force that high pressure ridge well down to our south, which gives us that west to southwest wind onshore flow for most of the day. And it looks as though that will favor inland storms on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then it goes back up north, it looks like, on the weekend. Well, showers and storms are heavy now, especially into right around Port Charlotte, stretching off into Murdoch. And you can see that Port Charlotte getting a heavy downpour. Northport on the edge, they had some heavier rainfall earlier, and then that stretches all the way up just to the west of Arcadia. Arcadia, look at that intense storm right there as the east coast breeze is kind of working together to create and generate a tremendous amount of lightning and heavy rainfall. That stretches up toward Duet in East Manatee County. Not much going on the shore. We expect the winds to be out of the east overnight. And then by tomorrow, looks like late afternoon, mid-afternoon, they'll switch around again with that sea breeze developing out of the west-southwest and becomes a little bit more prevalent on Wednesday. So Tuesday is more of a transitional day. For tonight, the model's indicating that some of that rain down south will eventually break down the sea breeze and head to the north. So there's still a chance we could see one or two coastal storms through this evening. But right now, it's fairly quiet out there. And you can see overnight, fair skies expected. Again, to start the day off, lots of sunshine around. Not many clouds expected with just a 20% chance for a storm. Well, in the tropics, typically this time of year, last year I think we were monitoring 4 separate systems at this time. Nothing to report. Now all is quiet out there, and let's hope it stays that way, although we could use a little low in the Gulf to pick up those winds a bit. Feels like 97 right now. It's 88 degrees. The high today was 92, and the low was right around the average. No rainfall to report. We're below average for the year, and that's simply because of the coastal location of the airport. At least near it, we're not getting much of that afternoon and evening thunderstorm variety with that persistent west wind. Tomorrow, heat index up near 100 again, actual high right around 90. Nationally, that storm system in the central plains and now moving into the mid-Mississippi Valley is causing severe weather along that front to break out. The area in yellow is a severe thunderstorm watch. For boaters tomorrow, winds out of the, again, southeast, turning to the southwest at 10 knots. It should be generally southwest on Wednesday throughout all of the day. The 7-day forecast calling for a slight chance for a few scattered showers tomorrow. A majority of the storms on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday will be inland due to that westerly wind. We will see a few morning showers along the coast, though, on all those days. High temperatures topping out near 90. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. A Florida Agriculture Commissioner candidate says Wells Fargo Bank is asking her to close her campaign account with them because of her affiliation with the marijuana industry. Democrat Nikki Fried has been a longtime advocate for medical marijuana. She once lobbied for medical marijuana operators and helped shape laws and regulations of cannabis use, sales, and distribution in Florida. And because of these reasons, she says Wells Fargo asked her campaign staff to close their Wells Fargo account. She says the bank is out of touch with most Floridians.
Outdated federal laws allow for this sort of discrimination. Politicians refuse to act, and big banks like Wells Fargo do everything they can to block progress.
A Wells Fargo spokesman says the bank could not comment directly on Fried's account, but that it is Wells Fargo's policy not to knowingly bank or provide services to marijuana businesses or for activities related to those businesses. And the bank bases that decision on federal laws under which the sale and use of marijuana is illegal. Stay with us.
When we come back, we have an update on a pool that's been closed for more than a week due to red tide.
This week, the fate of Paul Manafort with 18 counts. The president weighing in. Deliberations continue. What will the verdict mean for the Russia investigation? Robert Mueller and the White House. World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with the family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, fishing, or biking and hiking. Or play the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy the flavors of the Black Belt. Book your adventure at our lodges or stay in the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
If you think it's hot outside, just wait until you see even hotter savings inside. Only at Rugs As Art Hot Summer Savings Sale event will you find the lowest prices on a vast selection of stunning rugs, furniture accents, and accessories. This special event only happens once a year, so hurry in before the best selections are gone. The Hot Summer Savings event ends soon, so don't miss out on the best prices ever. Rugs As Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
If you don't want to fall immediately into love, look away. If you don't want to awaken a desire for excellence, look away. If you don't want to be seduced, please look away.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
I work hard all day, and this is why. But taking care of my money has never been easy. Brinks knows what's valuable to me, making it easy to keep track of my money and pay my bills on time.
Here's to the strong, to the dependable, to the trusted. Your family counts on you. Who can you count on? The Brinks Prepaid MasterCard. With direct deposit, you can get your paycheck or government payments up to 2 days faster.
I don't have time to wait for a paycheck, cash it, and then run around and pay bills. Brinks knows what's valuable to me, time.
Call now or go online to get your Brinks Prepaid MasterCard. There's no cost to order and no credit check. Load money onto your card and then shop online, pay bills, buy groceries.
I get a text alert every time our card is used, so we always know our balance.
And we're protected from unauthorized transactions. Brinks gives us peace of mind.
With Brinks, you can conveniently manage your money online and with the mobile app.
I get cash back on everyday purchases. Brinks knows what's valuable to me, saving money.
Call now or go online to get your Brinks Prepaid MasterCard. There's no credit check and no cost to order. And with a qualifying direct deposit, we'll upgrade you to Brinks Preferred with extra benefits, including a savings account with up to a 5% annual percentage yield. And in this TV-only offer, personalize your Brinks Prepaid MasterCard with your photo for added security. Get paid faster with the Brinks Prepaid MasterCard. Manage your money on the go, anywhere, and get the peace of mind you deserve. Brinks knows what's valuable to you. Call right now to order your Brinks Prepaid MasterCard.
Call 1-800-290-8144.
There's no cost to order. Call now.
As smart as our pets might be, they can't advocate for themselves. That's why it's important you make your pet part of your family's disaster preparedness plan. Talk to your veterinarian and visit banfieldfoundation.org/disaster. Don't save it for a rainy day.
The Lido Pool will be opening up again tomorrow after a week of being closed due to the effects of red tide. The pavilion and concessions were closed for more than a week as well because of health concerns. City officials say the pool will reopen with normal operating hours tomorrow. That's 10 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon. However, concessions will remain closed. For now, they're going to reevaluate later in the week and see how those conditions are. They can change from day to day.
Yeah, absolutely. Changing right now is inland storms will possibly transition back toward the coast later on this evening, but right now things are looking okay near the coast.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Bob. Thank you for joining us. World News Tonight with David Muir is coming up next.
We'll see you again at 7 and 11. Have a good night.